good evening, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, let me get my mic together. Trying to get my mic together. My mic sounds nice. Check one. Can y'all hear me out there tonight? Y'all be like, Tim, you muted. We can't hear nothing you saying. My mic sounds nice. Check two. Let me see here. Let me go put out the bat signal in Discord land. Cause people be like, Tim, I ain't getting my YouTube notifications. Tim, I ain't getting my Discord notification. Look here, man. I can't control your notifications, man. I can't control your notifications, man. The bat signal is out there in the atmosphere, man. The bat signal is in the atmosphere. Hear me? You know, we gonna get right into it tonight, man. I like to say I need to share my screen with the Discord. Yes, I do. With the Discord. Yes, I do. Now I'm sharing my screen with the Discord. Somebody tell me why E-Rock is in the First Sunday Q&A channel. E-Rock, why are you in the First Sunday Q&A channel? Let me go over there and tell E-Rock she in the wrong channel. E-Rock, why are you in the First Sunday Q&A channel? You're in the wrong place. Come over to The Voice. E-Rock sitting over there lost. Like, where everybody at? Where everybody? Tim said, pull up. Where everybody at? Why the room empty? Hello? Shout out E-Rock in the empty room, calling out for everybody. Hey, man. What's going on, everybody? If this your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always pulling up to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. I know that sound aggressive. That's just big spider if you don't hablo español. And you are tuned to another episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap. You have heard me. Shout out to everybody that's over there on Twit land. Not Twit, the Tick of the Tops. If you're over there in the Tick of the Tops, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me over there in the Tick of the Tops. Shout out to everybody on the Tube. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the Discord. You feel me? We got Jim up in here. We got Yolanda, a.k.a. Shonister, up in here. We got Here to Learn and Share up in here. We got Kim up in here. We got Tish. We got Sonia. What's going on, Sonia? I ain't seen Sonia in a month of Sundays. Hey, before we get into it, I'm going to be making this announcement every single day until I finally get everything finalized. If you are a member of the gang, meaning you clicked on that little join button that's wherever around here to join the monthly subscriptions for YouTube, to be a part of the Discord, to have access to me for all my pop-ups, all of that right there, I'm going to be switching all of that over to WAP. So it's no longer going to be going through YouTube, right? Eventually, you're going to start to see me post a link in the Discord and at the top of my videos that says join here, right? So I'm switching to WAP. I've been giving YouTube 30% off the top for like the last 2 years, and it's all manual. Everything is, I don't know when people leave. I know when people come if I go check it. I have to check to see when people come. I have to check to see when people leave. I got to manually add them to the tiers. I got to manually take them out the server. Everything is manual through YouTube, and I'm giving them 30% off the top. Right? So I'm switching everything over to WAP. What does that mean for you? If you want to continue to be a part of the gang, if you want to continue to support the channel with your monthly, it's going to be the same monthly that you pay now. The silver channel may get done away with. I may just offer the gold, platinum, and the mentees. That I may just only offer that. The gold, platinum, and the mentees. The silver may go away. Right? That's what I'm thinking right now. And then I was thinking that I may just go to like 2 tiers. You say we ain't gonna have the stars. Say, but it's just to try to automate the process, and it's just to try to automate the process and keep everything simple and easy for me, right? Just decided to move it all over to WAP. And then I'm like, sometimes I be getting like mad lazy, so I may not even do it. But that's my plan right now. That's my plan right now. But what that entails for you is that if you decide you want to continue to support the channel that way, then you would, instead of paying the monthly subscription through YouTube, you would need to stop that and do it through the WAP, right? If you want to continue to do that, right? Stop that and then do it through the WAP. WAP. All right, then. So now that we done got all that out of the way, I'll continue to talk about that. I'm thinking that I may put it into effect like March. But with all of that out of the way, let's get right into it, man. Oh, before we get into it, do anybody have anything for me? Right? Do anybody have anything for me? Speaking of stars, let's go look and see how many how many purple icons we got. How many purple spiders, how many purple squares with the spider and 2 stars we have.
Can you share your screen on Discord?
Yes, I can. I had shared it, but I ended up leaving because E-Rock was in the wrong channel. So that's E-Rock's fault. Blame E-Rock. I had to go to the other channel to say, E-Rock, you're in the wrong channel. All right. So let's go over here and see how many people are in the been 2 years or more. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Let's see if we got any updates on people that's been there 2 years or more. Oh, look at the sad little cry baby. The sad little baby. All right. Earn memberships. See your members. Look at the sad little crying baby. Look at the sad little crying baby. Look at the sad little crying baby. Little crying baby. Let me share my screen with the two. Look at the sad little crying baby right there. Little crying baby. I'm crying with my curly pretty hair. All right. Let's check it out, man. What we got it going on? Time is member. Let's sort it. Put the highest at the top. All right. We shouted out all the people. Cool it. Hit learn share. Lil Hawk, Kareem, question mark. Don't know who it is. Jennifer, Will, Laverne, Robinson, KC, Calio, Mendez, Michelle Free to Be Me, Sanjay, Seawalk, Rhonda Green, Seawalk. I know Rhonda. I don't remember saying Rhonda. I don't remember saying Seawalk. Kim, Rodwell, Tish, Father of Legends. Hold on, man. I got to get my love. Y'all give it. Y'all shout out, man. Y'all shout out the gang, man. Gang. 24 months. Strollies, y'all them 24 months, man. 24 months. 2 years strong, man. And we got some runner-ups on the 23 months coming up. Valdez real close on the 23 months. I ain't seen this person in forever. F Mac, I ain't seen it's a lot. Otis, I ain't seen Otis in a month of Sundays. Right? It's a bunch of people I ain't seen it forever, man. Hey, wait a minute. Deborah only been around 20 months? Man, I could have swore Deborah been around from the beginning. Man, Deborah been putting in that work. I thought Deborah been around from the beginning. Shout out everybody with the other badges too. We ain't gonna just shout out the people with the 2 years. Shout out Lorraine, man. Lorraine got it. We got Barbara, Antonio Barbara got a new badge. 80, look at 80. Shonister coming through with the new badge. Jeremy, shout out everybody getting the new badges, man. Got people with the new badges, man. Shout out Martin, Ronnie, Jim. Look at Jim. Jim Big Bird coming through with the new badge. Check out Jim with the badge, man. Jim got the badge. Vernon, shout out Vernon. Vernon got the badge. Jim, Vernon, Shonister, Barbara, I think Lorraine. I don't know. Y'all charge to my head. These Don got the new badge. These boot camp members. Don got the new badge. All these boot camp members. They got the new badge. Trinidad and Tobago, new badge. J Missy, JM, I think that look familiar. I think that might be a boot camp person too, but I don't know. I can't remember. If that's Jada, then yeah, that's a boot camp member. If that's not, yeah, it's not. Venus, Kashaya got the badge. Shout out Kashaya. I thought Kashaya been around. Oh, you know what? Kashaya was at university. She was at university, and she didn't officially become a gang member until Kashaya about to get her 6-month badge. Kashaya almost at the 6 months. Shout out Jay Gill, Scorpio, Franklin got new. Sonia with the 6-month badge. Shout out Sonya with the 6-month badge. I ain't seen it forever. Black Al Davis. Shout out Mike with the 6-month badge, man. We got Irma. Andrew. I ain't seen you in forever. I don't know where you at, Andrew. Ricardo. I ain't seen Ricardo in a minute with the 6 months badge. Wayman with the 6. Got him! Y'all know, every time I say Wayman, it make me think about what his name is. Weldon the Great. Every time I say Wayman, that's what I think about. I think it's like Weldon the Great. Got him nuts. Got him. That dude. Miss V. Valentine. Shout out Valentine with the year. With the year, that's the year badge. Valentine with the year badge. Right? Heather with the year. Shout out D with the year badge. D a year D in the mentorship too. I mean the boot camp too. D in the boot camp. Shout out D with the year. J Lou with the year. J Malez with the year. Hines. Shout out Hines with the year. I think Hines in the boot camp too. Hines got the year. Shout out Sammy. Pet Nika, I ain't seen Pet Nika since Massart Half Mass was a private. Beezy Profits, Lulu B, I ain't seen Lulu in a minute. Latasha Pittman with the year. Deborah with the year badge. Avery with the year badge. Trader Mo, Lynette, Scorpio Love, Mimi, T. Lewis, all with the year badge. Derek got the year badge. Derek in the boot camp too. Wait a minute. Sonya, I saw you already. I know I ain't tripping. Sonya, how you got two different things? Shout out Sonya with the double support, man. Sonya coming through with the double support, man. Thomas with the year. E-Rock got over a year. Otis. Oh, I ain't seen Otis since forever. SJ, F Mac, that name I can't say, and then Valdez. All with the year, man. Y'all stop playing with the gang, man. Gang deep, man. Gang deep. Now, let's get into the price action recap. Again, before we start, do anybody got anything for me? Any questions, concerns, comments, anything they want to share before we get into it? Did Price do anything today that shocked somebody that they don't understand and they want some help kind of understanding or trying to try to see what they missed? Anybody out here? Is there anybody out there with something heavy on your heart? Can you expound on one trade set up for life? It is one trade set up for life. What what you mean? Mike, pop over in the Discord and unmute and shout out FC, man. FC, that's gang alumni. Shout out FC in the building. We got gang alumni in the building. You feel me? Shout out FC, man. Y'all stop playing with the gang. That's gang alumni in the building. Mike, I don't. You still at work? What, you can't talk at work, but you can chat. Mike chatting at work, but he can't talk at work. Well, I mean, I don't exactly understand how I can expound on it, but the gist of one setup for life is just finding something that repeats and perfecting that, right? Finding something that repeats and perfecting that. That's it, right? Something that's going to just say, if your intentions, right? Your intentions for trading, right? Let's look at it like this right here. When you think about trading, you got to think about it like a business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to work, you know how much you get paid, right? You go to work and you say, hey, why my stuff look crazy, right? You go to work. Let's open us up a couple calculators up here. All right, we open up. Why they keep jumping over on that screen? Okay, we're gonna open up us a couple calculators, right? So you go to work and you say, I get paid $27 an hour, right? I think that's a reasonable wage for a grown person, right? In other places, that might not be enough. You know what I'm saying? In some places, that'd be good. In some places, that's great. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I was at my job before I left, I was making like above 35 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I started out, I was, man, I think when I first started working, I was making like 1150. I was making 1170 when I first started working out there, and that was in 2001. That was in 2001. Now I'm making 1170, right? So we're gonna say we're making 27. Let's just make it easy math. We're gonna say we're making $25 an hour. All right, we're making $25 an hour, right? And then you can take that and do the math and say before taxes, right? Before taxes, I can, in a 40-hour week times 40, right? That's $1,000 a week times 52 weeks in a year. That's $52,000 a year, right? So you know, based off of what you make per hour, right? And you make $25 an hour, you know you make, before taxes, you make $1,000 a week, and before taxes, you make $52,000 a year, right? So now you know you make $1,000 a week, And so we're just gonna go. We're gonna break it down, right? That's how. So over. We just gonna break it down by the month. So we just gonna round it down and say you make 4,300 a month, right? 4,300 a month on average, right? Cause 52 weeks, 52,000 divided by 12 is 43,333. So I'm making 4,300 a month on my job. You can budget that. You can say, hey, this, you know what I'm saying? This how much my job giving me. This how much I anticipate to make before taxes every month. You can budget that. So now you bring that over to trading, right? You bring it over to trading and say, this is how much, right? This is how much my job got me living off of. So then you go to trade and it be like, okay, I need something that's going to yield me 4,300 a month on average. Well, I can make 4,300 a month on average. Then you say, okay, I want to make 4,300 a month on average. And then you reverse engineer that, right? You reverse engineer it and you say, okay, 4,300 a month on average, right? On average, it's gonna be roughly 4, maybe 5 weeks in a month, right? So we'll just say we're gonna divide it by 4, right? So you're looking at like I need to be making like $1,000 a week, right? So if I need to be making $1,000 a week, right? Then you say, how many days do I realistically want to trade? Am I going to realistically try to trade every single day of the week, 5 days a week, right? I wouldn't advise that because now you pressing it to the wall, right? And then you say, okay, I don't want to try to trade every single day of the week. I'm just going to see if I can find me a good setup at the most 3 days a week, divided by 3, right? So if I can make like 300 anywhere from $325 to $350 a day when I'm trading, right? I'm looking to trade 3 days at the most. If I can make $350 a day trading, then that'll be good. Now, you know what you need to make to reach the goal that you want to have, right? To make your ends meet, to get through. This is the goal I need to make, because this is how much I'm making on my job before taxes. This I need to make at least this before taxes trading, so I can make it, right? And then if you want to, you want to give it a little bit of gusto, you say, okay, I want a little extra on that, so I'm gonna look at $400, right? So now you say, okay, what asset are you going to trade, right? You say, okay, I'm going to trade the NQ, right? I'm looking to trade the NQ. Okay, so if I'm looking to trade the NQ, right? And then if you're looking to trade the MNQ. So if you're looking to trade the NQ, you divide that by 20, right? Right. So you need 20 points, right, to make $400. Okay, you need 20 points to make $400, which is one contract. All right. Now, with the MNQ divided by 2, right, you need 200 points, right, to make $400, which is one contract. Right. So 200 points to make $400, which is one contract. Then you say, okay, how much am I willing to risk to get this $400, right? What is going to be my risk to get that $400, right? Then you say, okay, if I'm going for $400, right, I'm willing to risk however much. I can't make that for you, right? So you say, okay, if I'm going for $400, I'm not willing to risk no more than $75 to make that 400, right? I'm not willing to risk more than $75 to make that 400, right? Right. So that's 1.8, right? So, right, that's like a for every one for every one that you risk, you trying to get 5, right? If you're trying to do it in one trade, right? So if you're trying to do it in one trade, right? So $75, you're only willing to risk $75. So 75 divided by 20, right? You ain't gonna be able to trade the NQ, right? Because you can only have a less than a 4-point stop loss. So the NQ out of there. You already know. I can't trade the NQ based off what I'm willing to risk to what I need to make, right, per day. All right. I can't trade the NQ. Okay. So boom. Now let's jump over here to the MNQ. All right. We jump over here to the MNQ. So then you say 75 divided by 2, right? I can risk 37.5 points, right? I can risk 37.5 points before I hit my max stop. Right? So now I know I can risk up to 37.5 points before I hit my max stop. All right. So I need to be trading the MNQ, and I can risk up to 37.5 points per trading day before I hit my max that I want to lose trying to get this. So now, mind you, if you want to do one contract and then you take a loss of 15 points, right? Now you can only risk 22.5. You can't go risk them 37.5 again. You can only risk 22.5 points because you took a 15-point loss, right? So you got to remember how much you're willing to risk. Now that you got all of that in place, you understand all of that. Now, all you got to do is find you a strategy, right, that yields you your risk to reward, right? So if you're looking at, you want to make 400 and you divide that by 2, that's 200 points, right? And then you say, if I do 3 contracts, 400 divided by 6, right? 400 divided by 6, because it's $2 per point per contract. So if you're doing 3 contracts, that's $6, right? So now you look at a 66, right? Like 67 points, right? You're looking at a 67-point trade. Now, what we said 75 divided by 6, right? Now you got a 12.5-point stop that you can risk with 3 contracts, right? That's doable if you can find the proper setup. Right? That's doable if you can find the proper setup. You feel like that stop loss too tight, then you say 75 divided by 4, 18 and 3/4. So you're looking at 19, like a 19-point stop, right? That's plenty doable, right? That's plenty doable. So divided by 4, and you just need a 100-point trade, right? Now, mind you, you don't have to just get 100-point trade, right? You can look for a setup that's going to yield you at least a 100-point move 3 times a week, right? Or you can look for a setup where you can get a 50-point move more than once a day, right? Because all you need is 100 points on that day, right? A 50-point move more than once a day, or a 25-point move 4 times a day, right? However you want to break it down. If you feel like, hey, I can take 4 trades in a day. If you feel like that's not a lot. If you say I can take 2 trades in a day. If you say I want to do it all in 1 trade in a day. Now you know what you got to do and how you got to do it. And then, right, that's when you go in and you determine, you look for a model or a setup based off the asset you trade. Can the asset you trade yield you this, right? I'm basing off the NQ. And yes, that's very doable in the NQ, right? So then you go through and you set up your Now that you know what you need to make your ends meet, right? To make your ends meet, then you design your model for taking trades. You follow it, you stick to your rules, and that's your one setup for life. You know what I'm saying? You stick to that. That's your one setup for life. You know, based off your data that you collected on this model and based off your needs for making your ends meet, right? You know, you set up for your one, that's your one setup for life. Right there. All right. Hope that makes sense. That's the way little Timmy Rogers understand it. If that ain't the way you understand it, hey, let me think what I think. And if not, just let me drink what I drink. Bars. Hey, man, let's get into the price action. Anybody got anything else? Anybody got anything else? You're welcome. What's going on, Lump? Hey, shout out me. Okay, ask your question. Kashaya says she got a question. Okay. Okay. Kashaya says she got a question. I'm leaving. Oh, yeah, look at the crying baby. Look at the crying baby. Look at the crying baby. Kashaya, we ain't finna wait all week for you now. Where you at? Y'all know my ADD go to acting up now. Being a saw a squirrel. Squirrel?
Sorry, Tim. It takes like a minute for my Discord to load.
Oh, yeah? Okay. What's your question?
It's about today's price action. I don't know. Do you want to go over it first and then let me ask, or you want me to just ask from now?
If you don't ask your question.
Okay, sorry. It's about the 5 minute on the ES.
It's about the 5 minute on the ES.
I'll just walk you through it. So it's
Do I need to go get my crystal ball?
no, it's not about no.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Maybe I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm just checking. Okay. What am I looking at? I'm looking at the New York session.
Yeah. After 10 o'clock at I'd say from 10:15 onwards.
From 10:15 onward. So this is 10:15 to 12. That's 10:15 to 12 right there. Or you want the whole day?
No, that's fine. So when price started trading down, like at that 10:15 candle, I was expecting price to go higher, but at that point it hadn't retraced to discount yet, right? Yeah. Okay. So it hadn't retraced to discount yet. Then it displaced higher. So when I seen that, I was assuming that price is respecting like that fair value gap and the PD arrays, so it's in a buy program. So I was assuming that it would also respect that order block. I don't understand why, or you can like maybe explain why like why it would come down from more liquidity underneath the low, then go higher afterwards.
Okay. Let's map it out. All right. So we're looking at a 5 minute chart. Uh-oh. Wrong one. We're looking at a 5 minute chart here. But what do we always say? Higher time frame is the higher time frame rules. Okay, so prior to coming to New York, this is our New York open. right here. That's our New York Open right there. Okay. And prior to coming into the new, let's do this right here for a second. All right, let's get all our important levels marked out. So we're gonna mark out all our important levels when it comes to time. Okay. So come here. All right, that's our 9:30 open. Okay. We'll make him a dash to give him let him stand out. 9:30 open. Let's see if we can find another important open. Is it going to be anything relative to what we're doing? Just mark them out just in case we need to. No, midnight open is way up there, so really no need to mark that out. But since I'm looking for it, I'm going to do it anyway. Really no need to mark out the midnight open because it's way above us up there. But I was just looking for anybody who don't know why I'm looking for that, because that's the open of the new day for the algorithm, right? That's the open of the new day for the algorithm. So I wanted to see where we were as far as in reference to price, trading near or around the midnight open, which we're not. So all right, no need for that. And then I'm gonna knock some of these counters off so I ain't got to keep scooting it around. That's our time window we looking at right there. 9:30 open. All right. I can move this now. Right. This is the lowest point in the opening range. All right. We're gonna say opening range low. Okay. And 10 o'clock is right here. So it's going to be the opening range high. That's 10 there. Okay. Yeah. Whenever it's like this right here on the 1 minute candle, and like the 9:59 and the 10 is like this close, then I just go right there to the 10 o'clock candle, right? Technically you would put it there because the 10 o'clock candle, the time is over. But when it's like right there, I just click that candle right there. Okay. But like if we go up and we make a high and come back down, it's easier to say, okay, the 9:46 candle up here and the 10 o'clock candle down there. But when it's right there, I don't try to like pick straws like that when it's right there, because price is on a mission. Okay. Opening range high. Okay. Then let's get us 950. 950 over to 1010. 10 tension. All right. Lowest point there. Highest point there. All right. Then let's go to macro window. Macro window. Macro window there. Macro window there. Macro window there. Okie doke. And we have our first presentation. Fair value gap there. Let's come here, stretch this up. All right. Okay. First presentation fair value gap on the 1 minute. All right. Let's put that on the left side. Well, let's try it in the center. See what that look like. Okay. Now we got all the key levels during this time, and let's come here. This is what time is this right here? It's London. All right, so this is after the London Open. All right, so this is London High. We just put buy side liquidity price session. All right, I don't have a price session. London High. All right, buy side liquidity, London High. Okay, so we got buy side liquidity at the London High there, and then over here, this is, all right, we got some other spots of liquidity that's during the London kill zone over here. Right, but we're not gonna bother marking it. Well, we'll just go ahead. Right, we got midnight up there. Right, and we got some liquidity from the kill zone here. Right, that's during the London session. Right, that's during the London kill zone, and that's during the London kill zone. Right, cause the London kill zone starts here. Right, so that's a high. Right, so we got our London kill zone starts right around here. So, you know what I'm saying? We got some highs over there from the kill zone, but we ain't gonna mark up the chart with everything, even though I'm leaving it on there because I already put it there. Right, now let's go to the high time frame and see how these look and see what we're gonna leave on there or not. All right, so let's go to our 60. All right, go to our 60-minute time frame, and I'm gonna take this one off and leave that one on there because that's right there at a SIBI. Okay. All right, that's right there at a SIBI. All right, and then we got SIBI right here. All right, SIBI, 5 minute. All right, so now we got our key levels, and then we got our key PD arrays there. All right. And this is the one we had took off before. That's a 15-minute time frame. Right, the one we took off before, that was actually a 15-minute, but if you don't mark the 15-minute, then you're not going to see that. If you go straight from the 60 to the 5, this is what you're going to see, and you'll see like this 15-minute information over here. Right, you see this information over here, 15-minute information over here. Right, so since we don't see that on there, we're just going to take this, I'm going to stretch this back over to where we came. All right, into, no, we didn't hit that. So right there into that fair value gap right there. All right, so we came into a fair value gap on the 5 minute. All right, so we came to a 5 minute SIBI. Right there. 5 minute SIBI. There. Didn't hit. Right, didn't hit the order block there. Right, we hit this one here, but we didn't hit that one. Right, came into this bearish order block, didn't come into that bearish order block. Right, traded up to the fair value gap. Now let's look at what we got going on. Got all our information posted on there that we will be looking at prior to this move up. Now Looking here, stretch this out so we can see the candles good. All right, so starting at 9:30, price displaces up, right, creating this fair value gap right here. Okay, so as price was coming in, we had been coming down, right, all day, right, from over here. This is our, oh, we forgot to make that buy side. Right, this is our dealing range right here. Right, so this is what we working with from all night. This is our overnight high, our overnight low. Right, so this is our range right there, from the high to the low, right there. That's our range. Okay, that's our equilibrium right there. So let's mark that out. I'm gonna say range equilibrium. Okay, double click that. You know, for all the people that's like, Tim, why don't you just say it? I can't just say it. Ain't no such thing as just say it. We have to walk through it. Right? We gotta walk through it. Now we know we got our range equilibrium right there. Let's make that another color so it can catch our attention. We'll make it azul. Right? We'll make it azul, and we'll make it dashed. All right, so it'll catch our attention, and we'll make it thicker. All right, stand out. All right, so as we was coming into the morning kill zone, right, price had been dropping all night. Right, we're coming down. We were in a deep discount. Right, we're down here in a deep discount. Let's go up to the daily chart. Right, on a daily chart, we had traded down into a bullish fair value gap. Right, traded down into a bullish fair value gap on the daily chart. Okay, 60-minute chart. Right, after we traded down into the daily fair value gap, we had taken out some sell side liquidity here and there, so we took out relative equal lows here. All right, and also traded down into a 60-minute fair value gap. Right, we traded down into a 60-minute fair value gap and took out sell side liquidity. All right, so we got relative equal lows there, single low sitting there. So looking at, we took out the liquidity there, and just below that, roughly above that, is we traded into a 60-minute fair value gap. All right, 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, right, we came into a daily anticipatory reactionary point, swept out sell side liquidity on the 60-minute time frame, touched, so narrative time frame came to a narrative anticipatory reactionary point. Structure time frame took out liquidity and traded into an anticipatory reactionary point right here at London. All right, once we did that, we see price switched into a buy program here. All right, price switched into a buy program there. All right, so we're in a buy program here. All right, price, once we get all the way up there, right, we got us a nice breaking market structure, nice bullish breaking market structure here. All right, and then once we got a nice bullish breaking market structure there, we let's see what we did here. So we came up to range equilibrium and started to consolidate. Right, so we're consolidating at the 50%. Right, so at this point we can go either way. Buy program is intact on the 5-minute time frame, 5-minute bullish breaking market structure. Starts to engineer liquidity there. All right, we drop down into the first presentation fair value gap, right, into this 5-minute fair value gap, bullish fair value gap, and then we displace away, coming up, taking out the high set during the actual London time, right? And then we traded up above a high set during the London kill zone into a 5-minute bearish fair value gap, right? So at this time, we've taken out the opening range high, right? We've taken out the London high, okay? We've traded up into a 15-minute premium PD array, a 60-minute premium PD array, right? Because the lower one here, this one here is the 60-minute, the hourly, right? So we got a hourly PD array, a 5-minute PD array. If I said 15-minute, I'm sorry. 5-minute PD array, right? Take out buy side, right? Take out London buy side, London kill zone buy side, touch PD arrays, then we come back down, create an inversion fair value gap there. Okay, so at this point here, price is still showing bullish intentions with the buy side, the buy program still being intact. Okay, we trade down, use the first presentation fair value gap as support, right? Then we engage the buy side liquidity from the opening range, right? So we engaged, so we got the low of the opening range, the high of the opening range, start to engineer liquidity, and we engage the buy side, and then we break bearish right there. Right here, now the market is showing bearish intentions. Here, I think earlier you said, why didn't it trade back into a discount, right? You said, why didn't it trade back into a discount? Because it's trading back down into all this right here was efficiently delivered, and then price left it and then started engineering liquidity, right? So then it traded down below the liquidity that is engineering, using the first presentation as support, and then it's stopping here, right, at this balanced price range because we're leaving it. See what I'm saying? It's efficiently delivered, and then we leave the area. So now this is a balanced price range, so you don't want to see price digging back down into it. So now it's chopping, and it comes down and uses the first presentation fair value gap as support and sends it back up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Above the London high, above the high of the opening range, right? Once it takes out the London high, right, it hits this 5-minute imbalance, right, and then comes back down and gets a bearish break in market structure and switch to a sell program here. All right, I can't remember everything that you just asked, but I just walked through the price to show what it was presenting there. And then you see here, after we got into this sell program there, we started engineering liquidity again, right? And we engineered liquidity all the way up until after 2, right? And then after 2, we pushed up, engaging the buy side, right? Traded back down, gave them a quick wig snatcher because it took out this sell side right there, and that was during a macro time, right? That's a macro window right there. All right, so we'll come over here, put that on. Yeah, right at the beginning of the macro. Yeah, so it took it out. Is that the beginning of the macro? Yep, right at the beginning of the macro. It took that sell side out right there as soon as the macro window opened right there. on that 250 candle, drop down below that sell side. So that's quick little wig snatcher, right? And then we wig snatcher went up, set a another fair value gap, then traded down into that fair value gap right there at the old London high, and then started to push back up. Now this is like after the market reopened, right? So we got the wig snatcher there, then we came up, traded back down into that fair value gap that was created off of this wig snatcher move, right? Come back down, boom, right? And now moving back up because it opened up, repriced that other fair value gap we was talking about. Now we're back at it. But this right here was just, this was the price action that I expected all day. That's why I didn't even try to trade this morning. I was trying to look for something last night, didn't get what I wanted, but this morning I wasn't interested in trying to take no kind of trades because I was anticipating this, right? And do you understand why I say I was anticipating this?
Because it was overextended to the downside.
Yes,
And it got down?
already, yeah, we had already traded like 1,000 points or something like that on the NQ and the ES, from the highest high to the lowest low on the ES was 157 points. All right, that's like a huge move, right? Huge. That's over 2.5%. Right. So after moving over 2.5%, I wasn't expecting like a grand day of price action in the morning. Right.
So when it pushed lower and created the bearish break-in market structure, is that considered manipulation? Because in my what I was thinking is that it didn't have another reason to come lower after it took out the London buy side you have there and went to the
Yes.
5-minute fair value gap.
Yeah. Soon as we came back, matter of fact, soon as we closed below mean threshold of this bullish order block right here, right now you can say, okay, we're just in some manipulation because it ain't no reason for it to do this, right? If price was truly bullish and it wasn't being held, right? After we came back to this first presentation and displaced up, creating this fair value gap right there at that old breaking market struck, what old liquidity that we took right there, right? Price should have just traded back down into it and got gone. See how price hit it, then we printed this green candle, then all of a sudden it stopped and turned back around, right? And broke lower. That's manipulation because price had already switched to a buy program, right? It switched to a buy. True enough, right? True enough, we were in, it was bearish on the day, but as you see, once we did this, all we did was come back to equilibrium and just consolidate, right? So that's how you, that is like, these are different signs you can see like, okay, yeah, we are in manipulation, and you're anticipating this because you had a super large range overnight, right? Super large range overnight. And so not only did you have a large range overnight, but soon as the New York opened, right, price, the buy program was still intact, but all it did was hurry up and get back to equilibrium and then just stay there, right? Engineered liquidity, right? Gave you the Judas swing. That's a signature of going. We should have went up here, right? Or at least back to midnight. This is a draw on liquidity, right? That's a draw on liquidity. At least get back to midnight. But what did it do? It came right back to equilibrium and just hung there, right? It just stayed right there in a slight discount at equilibrium, right? Working the stank out of that first presentation fair value gap from the 1 minute, right? Working the stank out of that.
Okay, thanks, Tim. I saw exactly what you like explained, but it kind of psyched me out because it did go lower. I was just keeping in mind, like you said, if price is this and it should do that, and it didn't. So I just wanted to confirm that I was seeing the right thing. It was just manipulation.
Oh, you just trying to push some buttons. That's all it is. You just mad because you can't push some buttons.
Yeah.
Jeez. To be honest, man, I want to push a button, and it ain't giving me a chance to push my button. But like I say, we price has been very difficult for a very long time. We've had some clean days, but we've had a great number of days, especially during the New York AM session, where price is just this. Price is just garbage. And it's because we've been dealing with this divergence for like a couple years now. And when we go to the Dow and look at the Dow and the ES and the I'm just gonna put it on weekly charts, right? Look at the Dow, the ES, and the NQ all together. These are weekly charts, right? Uh-oh. I put something in the wrong thing. I need a new pane. Dow, ES, NQ. Why does it keep doing that? NQ, new pane. All right, now we got it. Right, and when we look at these weekly candles here, weekly candles, boom, 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 boom. Right, we can see that we've been dealing with like a lot of divergence. Cause let me put my crosshairs on. Right, when we go from week to week, right, in this area where we're going up right here, right, you see this week, this crazy week right here, where this is like a doji with like a wick on the bottom, but these over here, right, are green, right, and then as we go up here, right, as we start to drop, right, the NQ got a little doji there, but like the Dow got a full, no wick on the top or bottom, full down candle, right? So you know it's divergence going on in there, right? And then as we're going up in this area right here, right? Look at the difference in the candles going up. Right? We got fair value gaps being made here on the Dow, no fair value gap, no fair value gap. Then we got huge green count, well, a strong move up here, and then kind of started out consolidating, and then one pop up, and then now we're starting to come down on the Dow right here, right? But the NQ still going up right there, right? And the ES starting to come down. Then as the Dow start dropping, right, the Dow drops for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 doji day, 1, 2, right? So you got we got 6 down weeks, but one of them is a doji on the Dow, right? But the NQ in between there, it was still going up, right? It was still going up here, and the Dow had been coming down for 2 weeks. Then the NQ finally started coming down, and then the Dow got a doji, and the NQ went back up, was positive, and then they both came down together. And then now, as we come up over here, the Dow is green on this week so far, which is only today, and then the NQ got a huge down day, right? So we've been dealing with like a lot of divergence between the NQ and the Dow, was creating all of this choppy, hard to follow price action. And so it's been making it difficult to get into trades and try to hold them for an extended period of time, right? Got to be Jack B number, Jack B quick.